Hello.
All right. Oh, I'm like, what is happening? Mm. Hello, YouTube. Happy Halloween, friends.
Hello, friends. Trying to angle
We are
myself a
back.
little better on IG. There we go. Boom.
We
Hello,
is
friends. Mike.
so. Of course, you know by now if you've been following us for a little bit, we are Black and Curious. I am Dehjai. That is Kendra.
What?
It's Halloween, so I felt like being a little kitty cat, little festive. So yeah, let's get on to the mess, shall we?
All right. Sure.
I
Are
don't
you
know what
drinking
is going on
anything?
with my
Or are you
earpieces.
doing that after?
Yeah, yeah, we can do it now. It doesn't matter, child. But yes,
Okay.
I
I'm
am
just having Prosecco.
a little Cocobon Cabernet Sauvignon.
Love that.
Oh, it's too busy playing in makeup to make my sangria. I was like, man, I couldn't
Nice.
decide what I wanted to do. But because today is Halloween, I figured we would do a little cutesy pootsy slide of the celebs. So Lizzo was Miss Piggy and Marge Simpson. How cute is that?
Nice. I love the Marge.
And look at little royalty as Beyonce. This is dead. So it is not
Oh,
working.
wow. That's great. Who was that? Royalty Brown? Who was Royalty Brown, child?
Royalty Brown as Beyonce. Yeah, this is a really good costume. I thought she looked adorable.
I don't know
Cute.
who that child is.
Child, that's Chris Brown's daughter. The one that used to be
Okay,
giving
go
us side
ahead.
eyes when she was little. All right. Then you had Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty and their baby Papa Bear. They did a play on Honey, I Blew Up the
Yeah.
Kids. So how cute is
Cute.
that? Then we have Chloe Bailey. She is Lola Bunny from Space
Yeah, I saw that
Jam.
one. Very cute.
Very cute. And then, of course, there's always one. There's always one. Every Halloween.
That was
So
actually funny.
I'm glad that the child's face is completely covered so you can't see who the child is. But for the caption, it says over here on YouTube tonight, one of my students won first place in his age group for best costume. He's a free thinker with his own opinions and beliefs. Every child deserves the same opportunity. Girl.
Cool.
I was like,
I
why?
mean, I think the costume is funny for other reasons, but like, I just thought it was ironic. But whatever. Sure, go off. Um,
It is really a
I
mess.
yeah, sure, go off. Um,
That's just like the one I didn't because I couldn't find it was the snippet of the baby with the BBL. Like, why do parents do this to their children? Just have
no,
them out here looking crazy.
why? All right. Oh, I didn't say what I'm having. I'm having Prosecco, and then if you've been here for a little while, I bought the Casamigos mixers. So I have the strawberry hibiscus mixer that I have added to some Prosecco for an evening cocktail.
That sounds fancy. This weekend, I was with the cousins for a little. They got me out of the house for a little family gathering, and Wit had Casamigos now has like the spritzers, kind of like White Claw. Not Casamigos, Ciroc does. Let me
Oh,
correct my language. Ciroc. This
look at
freeze
me
frame
getting
on
excited
YouTube is
for
hilarious.
zero reason.
I'm sorry. You know I love Casamigos too, but it wasn't the Casamigos. I just had it wrong. It's Ciroc. They have spritzers now, so I'm gonna try those out. I wouldn't be surprised if George Clooney and them don't come out with their own version of a spritzer because that Casamigos is delectable.
Listen,
They,
and I am not a tequila doll at all. But the Casamigos, they onto something over there.
okay.
They got
I mean, you might
something.
like
They
a
got
reposado
something
tequila.
going.
You know brown liquor.
I'm not a. I don't like the flavor of tequila, and then usually the finish of it. But again, the Casamigos, they did all right over there, and then I like a little flavor from time to time. So I have that. What's it? 21 seeds or something, which is delicious. Especially with this, I could have actually put a little piece of 21 seeds in here.
Listen, I'm trying to get the good sis Kendra to start putting cocktails onto the website because she has a fully
No,
staffed
because I just
bar.
be making stuff up. That's the other thing. I
I
just be
mean,
making stuff up.
I do too, but still, it be
So
sounding
it's
good.
like, it's like, you know how you say until that you season till the ancestors tell you to stop. It's like I just pour, and so the old black man in my spirit tells me to stop because I drink brown liquor. So,
Girl, not the old black man.
yeah.
I'm screaming. All right, so you know what time it is, y'all. Let's get on to the mess as I send this out to
Yes,
the fam so they can join us
we
while we're live
shall.
on Insta. Where you want to start first? Because last week I started, so you
Would
start.
you like to do Bravo or a little, what is it, OWN
Girl,
first? OWN or Bravo?
let's do OWN.
Let's do Love and Marriage Huntsville first.
Who child the ghetto? That Miss Wanda, she's gonna be herself regardless of what y'all say. She's not changing. And I don't know why they thought that they could get her to like chillax on the commentary. She got right in them confessionals and said that she's still gonna be who she is, regardless of what y'all say.
And so, as just a little bit of background, in the previous episode, the main three couples, well, two couples plus Mel and Martell decided, that they were going to try to have conversations with their family members, namely Miss Wanda and the brother, Mark, and try to get them to calm down a little bit. And it did not go well on either front. Miss Wanda just said that she was not. And that was that on that. And similarly, Mark was like, I am not. So it's like, okay.
I'm like the two most cantankerous people. Mark was very much like, they put me in it, so that's why I had something to say. But at the end of the day, it's like, did they put you in it? Like, were you mad because she got on television and said that y'all was friends? Like, don't nobody need to know y'all's business but y'all. And if everybody in the group knew the facts, like if everybody in the group already knew the facts, what difference does it make? Y'all all know the truth. Y'all know y'all was smacking bellies. Like, come on.
His little pride was a little damaged. That's all. That's what it was.
Childish.
Harry. Why? Kiki and Mel. Okay, so background. Kiki is Tisha's cousin. Seems like they've been kind of like frenemies their entire life, and people tried to pit them against each other growing up. And so now as adults, they kind of have a contentious relationship. So anyways, Melody has, for some reason, befriended Kiki, or Kiki's sort of been in the mix this entire time, and or on the periphery of the mix. And so now that Mel doesn't have anybody to film with anymore, Kiki has begun filming with her. And and is like, Tisha and Marceau revealed some personal information, which we find out is that she had an addiction to pain meds. And
like,
so
before you even keep running over that speed bump, let's talk about how we all knew.
Yes.
I don't know who
you called that.
Like what she was on the drugs back in the day. Like, come on.
You called that. I don't remember what my theory was, but I specifically remember you saying her having sticky fingers because she had been on the drugs. And I think that's what the implication was, that, they had maybe told everybody to watch their purses or watch their pills or what have you.
Because I'm like, why else would you tell somebody to watch out for them, if you're going to have them over here? Like, duh, because they got sticky fingers, girl.
I thought it was she was emotionally fragile for some reason, but I guess the drugs is the reason she was emotionally
fragile. Girl, that... I'm like, everybody, it's unfortunate, but everybody got a cousin or a family member that fell on hard times with the extra things of it all. I'm gonna say it like that. So, like, come on now. At this point, at this day and age, nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah, like, ain't nothing to be ashamed about. If you done did the work to get yourself right, then that's what matters.
Yeah. I will say Love and Marriage Huntsville is kind of changing a bit for me, in that it's not cohesive anymore. It used to be like a very cohesive bunch of people, and I don't think it's as cohesive anymore. And then we have all these like outlier friends who aren't really friends, and they really aren't in the mix that much. So I think there's one too many friends. I think Destiny can go. She doesn't have any friends really. I like Stormy.
That's what Tisha films with.
True.
Outside of Kimmy, she's more so like with Tisha.
Tisha's friend. Then okay. I like Stormy personally, but maybe she can go. I don't know. Definitely Lewis and Tiffany. They can go.
They should have been gone. They don't need to be cast members whatsoever. Kick them off and bring on Stormy and her husband.
So it's like the last 2 episodes, or the last especially this last episode where it was like, okay, the original couples were at the table, or the previous episode, sorry. The original couples were at the table, and now this episode is like the fallout from that. And it's like the production is trying to squeeze all of these accessory people in, and we're just like, don't care. Don't want them, don't care.
For what? We don't care about them.
And so now Stormy has to have a Ponderosa to try to get the girls together, and it's just like,
which don't make no sense because Stormy is not even a full castmate at this point. She is a friend of the show.
We don't want it.
So, like,
and I like Stormy. Stormy is probably my favorite accessory person. Friend
you
of.
You are killing me with calling these people accessories.
She's my favorite friend of. I think Destiny is a little too emotionally fragile from her divorce, et cetera, and she needs to take some time for herself. Because at first she was kind of fun, and like when she was friends with Mel, I think they had a good dynamic that made her more like lighthearted and fun. But now she's just whiny and like annoying, and I'm like, okay, girl, fine.
Complaining all the time. I mean, I do like having Destiny there. I'm not team kick Destiny off. However, I do see your point. I think that but like, what is it? I think it's something like fixed signs have a hard time letting things go. And I should know I'm a fixed sign. So like until she gets to the point of really being past all the breakdown, which I don't imagine how she could, because you're reliving it every time you record on the show. And we're going to see this side of her. So hopefully she'll move past it a little bit faster, but I doubt it. It just takes a long time.
Completely exhausting, and I want her to like go find some emotional freedom.
Well,
so that was that on Love and Marriage Turned Pro. Do you have anything else to add?
Girl, the only thing that you mentioned it already, but the next coming episode is Stormy's like her little event where she's trying to gather all the girls. And I don't understand why it's got to be on Stormy to gather the girls when Stormy is a friend to the show. Maybe they're trying to get her to prove her worthiness of being like a full-time cast member or something. But like, if you think about like the Bravo shows, they never had any of the friends of the show have events. Yeah. Outside of, well, I'm lying. When they had the last season that Portia was on, they had the other girl that Portia is now with her husband. They had her throw the Halloween party. I know. That is so crazy. that storyline is crazy. I hope that they bring them back together. Like, Portia needs to come on back to the Housewives because it don't seem like her show did anything. This is an aside. Sorry, y'all.
But cause a bunch of mess within her family. We have an episode coming up about that. We should have talked about them people.
Not all about them.
And with good reason, to be honest, because disaster.
I mean, for what it's worth, the show there was some funny moments, but they can't beat Candy in the Gang.
Yeah, God, we forgot a bunch of people because we didn't talk about Candy in the Gang either. Oh
damn, you right, friend.
For the OLG, we might need to go back for prior to. Okay, moving on to our other own program. Let's do Ready to Love.
Ciao. Okay,
we're doing part 1 and 2 for the people. So this is the reunion episodes. The people are, wow, they're giving it their all. There was a lot
going on. It was a lot going on, and I still don't understand that damn Katie and Sharice and all that beef. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all?
You know what it is? I think Katie and we find out they're together, Katie and Swayze. I think after seeing how they both acted at a reunion, I think they're the perfect match for each other because they're both hotheads and they both run off at any little thing. And
they gonna go to jail.
Like, y'all have got to come. Man, listen. Okay. If they had met, I would say they're good and grown now for the most part. So they just do a bunch of yelling. But like if they had met probably 10 years ago, 5-10 years ago,
college
they
years,
probably
they
would
was
have
going
been.
to jail together.
They
Okay.
were going to jail together. They were going to jail together. Because both of them, like, the way Swayze took off on what's his name? I don't even remember that man's name. He was wildly disrespectful. He was wildly disrespectful to Charisse, and he was kind of saying slick shit to Katie and to Swayze also. But the way Swayze went off on that,
like, that was crazy.
I was just like, wow.
It was
and then when he was yes, and then when Tommy sat him down and was like, what happened? He was like, he couldn't even remember nothing that was said. He just knew he felt a way about it. Just like,
right. He said something, so I said something.
What?
So then he
so
said
I said
something.
something. He said something. Like, Swayze. That's
like,
not how things work.
We going to jail off a he said something? Do that make sense to you, boo-boo?
It don't. It don't. Swayze, now. Randall and
all of the other women, Jamala, Tronika, and Kayla, that was a debacle in and of itself. I feel for Randall in the sense that, like, he's very much I'm a shut down type of guy. Like, we'll have a conversation, you say something I don't like, and then that's the end of it, as opposed to feeling like, I don't feel like he advocates for himself where he can just speak, freely. Like, this is how I feel, this is what my thoughts are, and then, that's that on that, as opposed to letting these women shut him down. I did think that it was wild crazy that Tronika was like, he don't even claim her. And then he had admitted that he didn't went out on dates with these two sisters outside of the whole process. I'm like, what kind of dramatic?
But Tronika also said that she removed herself from the situation. So it looked like he was going out on dates with Kayla. So all this time I'm thinking that Mike is going to be the one side canoodling with Kayla. And it seems like it's Randall.
Child, it be the quiet ones.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Randall is out here carrying on. Bless his heart.
Pretty much. Bless his heart. I don't, for me, like, Samson and Charisse was foolishness. They wasn't really feeling each other, so there was no point for them to even be like, why are we going back and forth? Then Charisse and Katie and fighting, then like,
wait, let's go back to Charisse and Samson for a minute, because Samson was like, he already had a new girlfriend, so it's like he seemed like he was still dating and mixing and mingling while he was allegedly trying to date Charisse, and it's like, that's why he wasn't trying to claim you, because he had a whole girlfriend on his side, or somebody he was dating seriously enough to be his girlfriend shortly thereafter, or make it official with shortly thereafter. Like, that's why he wasn't trying to claim you.
No, we was just gonna have he was there for a good time, not a long time. So
I believe you're ready to say something.
But no, like, it was, I just don't, this season of Ready to Love was trash. I'm sorry.
It was.
I still don't understand why Zoe in the first reunion episode, he just flipped out like that, and then was talking about how he don't have time for this, that, and the third, and he's just gonna
he's money making machine.
Left. And and I'm like, who cares about that? Like, that makes you sound very, very small. If all you got to tout is the money that you make, it makes you sound very, very small. Like, you don't have anything else going for yourself besides the money that you make.
Correct. 100%. What else happened? Oh, LJ. I couldn't tell if they were being serious or not when they were saying, we all have a day. That they were sister wives. But you know what? LJ is one of those guys that you might not be immediately attracted to, or you may think he's like adorable cute, but then the next thing you know, your clothes are falling off. And it's just because he's nice and like he's fun and he's like a breath of fresh air.
Child, that ain't never finna be me.
I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying in general, like, you meet some guys and you're just like, they aren't the most attractive guy, but they're like sweet or they're nice or whatever. And then the next thing you know, like, you're getting to know them and you're just like, oh my God. And LJ,
y'all get down in the comments and you let us know if you didn't have an oh my God.
Oh, I totally have. I totally have. I've had more than one.
What the fuck was I doing?
No, I've had
But
guys
we
where I've
never
met
did
them
that
and
shit
just been
again.
like, no, I've had that happen where I'm just like, I meet somebody and I'm just like, oh no, they're not really my type. Well, I don't have a hardcore type, but like they really aren't. I'm not really into them like that. Blah blah blah. And then you start getting to know them, and you're just like, huh, it happens. He's one of those. To me,
Yes, y'all let
anyways.
us know.
LJ strikes me as one of those. Okay. That's how come he has 3 women and he's like holding hands with Trinika while he's saying he's
I
been out on
know.
dates with like multiple other people. And it didn't even seem like it was that serious for Trinika, but they're like holding hands and booed up. So I was just like, okay, LJ,
It's
you
so
got it.
weird. I'm like, what's going on with y'all? Y'all really was over there canoodling the whole time. And I'm like, okay, so Tommy never got to the meat of whatever was going on. Shout out to Trinika though, sidebar, for actually looking put together. She was giving us old Hollywood glam and it was beautiful.
I thought the ladies looked a lot better overall, except for
Katie and Sharice in them damn yellow gowns, they was giving me Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I was not feeling it.
And the thing
It was
about it is,
and Brandy. All 3 of them had on yellow. I'm like, what did everybody get the memo we were wearing yellow?
I didn't mind the yellow gown so much as like, and I don't mind a high slit, and I don't even mind a well-placed slit where you can see up the thigh, way up the thigh, up to the belly button. I don't mind that. But it was just like Katie, it was like a triangle cut out of the side of her dress. I was like, all right, that feels like a
They
lot.
just look tacky.
It was giving tacky.
They just look tacky. Like we just gonna throw some fabric together. It just didn't even look like it was even tailored. Like,
yeah, it didn't. And then what's the one guy? Oh man, I can't remember either one of these people's names. The restaurant guy that they kicked off because oh my God.
Justice.
Yes.
Child, I call bullshit. When he went outside to talk to Looney out in the parking lot and was like, you got me blocked on so on and so forth. And then he was like, can we get together and like talk now? And like, so it'll just be one-on-one. Like, I just call bullshit. I can see like it being difficult with you trying to date multiple women because all the women know about each other. So you can't run game like you really would like to because they all having conversations about the game that you're running. Okay, got it. However, I doubt very seriously that he felt any kind of way about her because, like, if he did, like, he would have taken the time to work on that relationship or have some sort of foundation there, and he didn't. Like, I don't know.
Ray, are you watching Housewives of Potomac? Let us know in the comments so we can go there next if you're watching.
Hey, boo-boos.
Yeah, it was just a lot of nothing and a lot of screaming about nothing and people being mad about nothing. I did think I was surprised that Mike and why can't I ever remember her name?
Brandy
were still together.
I'm not surprised
by that, but I like them.
He gives me like wholesome vibes because he was a married man. So he gives me like, I want to be settled down with one particular person. I'm not trying to be out here playing the streets. She said I need to catch up, but I want to hear about it.
And I appreciated the fact that what's her face? Why can't I remember anybody's name tonight? I just watched this. This is the last thing I watched.
Girl, I can't remember their names either half the time. You know that?
Kayla. I appreciated the fact that Kayla was like, no, that's right. That's even though she was the one that was kind of like cut out of the mix. She was like, no. That's the right relationship for him. Like he's looking for something that's that. And that's great for him. They look great together. No, I didn't think it was shady at all.
So speaking of Kayla, since you mentioned her, we are all over the place with this reunion. We're going to wrap this little section up. But I also did not understand when Katie and Sharice was going back and forth, like Kayla had like this outburst in like a fake cry situation. There was never any tears.
Trying to ignore that.
There was never, it was like, are you trying to get the attention on you? Like what's happening here? Because that don't even seem genuine.
Jamala had all of our reaction. Jamala was like, then yes, exactly that. Just a massive eye roll. No one cares.
Because like, girl, why are we going this hard for these women that you don't even bang with. You never liked Charisse, and it didn't seem like you even connected with Katie.
Yeah,
And
she
so,
didn't have any friends on the show. Nobody had. I mean, and that's the other thing. Like we've seen in previous seasons where the ladies seem like they form really good friendships, and I don't think nobody on this cast formed a friendship.
child, they didn't like each other at all.
They didn't like each other at all. Like they saw this as pure competition, and that was that on that.
Okay, even with Jamala and her arguing with the girls, and like she's telling, I don't know if it was Trinika or if it was Kayla, like you don't show me good vibes offline or something like that, or off camera. And I'm just like, what happened? What did we miss? Apparently it was a whole lot of tension and drama that was going on behind the scenes that we just were not privy to, because
that's one thing we've talked about before with Ready to Love is like it feels like there's so much happening off camera, and that by the time we get into the mix, it's like, wait, what? Why y'all hate each other? We didn't even see that, you know?
Right. That means
like they're covering these little piece of dates, and that's pretty much it. And we need more background for this show. So
pretty much. Child, let's move on over to the other reunion.
No, let's go Potomac.
Okay, well, let's go to Potomac.
Because I know Raven watches Potomac, and so she's here. So let's chat about it. Okay. What happened on Potomac this week? Why was Ashley trying to do? Okay, so the news broke about Ashley and Michael's divorce, and Ashley called her publicist, who she had met with early in the episode, because they were trying to come up with a, what do you call that thing? Like
the language, the statement. Yeah.
They were getting their iOS press release together. So
that part.
She had met with the publicist, and so she called her publicist and was like, yeah, the news has broken, and I'm trying to get a hold of Michael, and it's making him seem like a bad person. And I'm like, he cheated on you like multiple times on camera and did inappropriate things with 2 other people on the cast, namely other men on the cast. And so he don't need no help.
But we said, hold on, we called it a while back when we were like, that's just what the relationship is. That's what when they had them sit downs, them phony ass sit downs in the restaurants, we called it then that no, their relationship was built off of this level of freedom and canoodling back and forth and experimenting. And then Ashley had them babies and decided that she didn't want to be out here like that no more.
And she said that. She said as much very publicly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he still wants to do 3
But well after the fact.
I'm done with it. I'm over it. I don't really want to anymore. I've got kids. I'm over it. KSAT home. S at home.
Now you got it.
Girl.
Like, because I will butcher a name, but hey, boo.
But yeah, so it just felt like Ashley, I don't know. It didn't seem like they really, I don't know. It seemed like their relationship. Yeah, and it seemed like you said their relationship was founded on them being canoodly, and then she decided she didn't want to be a part of that anymore. So that was the end.
She no longer wanted to be mixy, and Michael was like, "I didn't sign up for that." Hey, Stina.
Oh, Stina. Oh, girl, you got it. Hey, girl. What else?
We are talking Housewives of Potomac. So if you watched it, that's where we are right now.
And we are. What else happened on this episode? I don't know. I don't feel like it was.
Oh, what's up, Sade girl? Sorry, we butchered that. She said, "Hey, my name is."
Oh, hey, Sade. Girl. Yes, it is. Hey, girl. I'm just reading off the screen.
Ray said Michael and Ashley been a mess. The divorce was necessary. Girl, but we all know that they're not really getting divorced. They just separating so that Ashley ain't got to be responsible for his mess. Let's call a thing a thing.
They still living in the same house.
Period. Well, in the condo, yes. But like they about to buy another house in the company name, even if only her and the kids is gonna be out there in the suburbs. It's very much giving like we're still gonna be married and raising the children together, but living in separate homes. Like he got the house in the city, she got the home in the suburbs. Get out of here, y'all. Stop telling us lies.
It's very much giving foolish, right? And then apparently talked about him having a vasectomy and all of this stuff, and it was just like, girl, what? Well, why are
Child,
you
nobody
even
wanna
worried
know
about that?
Michael and his worms.
You're not supposed to be canoodling anyway, because you're supposed to be separated. So what does that have anything to do with you? Oh, Robin's raggedy ass field day. What was Robin?
Yo, and Giselle did not have to play her friend like that. Giselle was like, there is no sort of planning. There's no rules or regulations. I don't know what is going on, so I'm just going to take over.
And listen, I normally am the eye roll when you say this, but Giselle is a Virgo, and we do not do chaos. It was just like, girl, what is supposed to be going on? Is there rules? Are there prizes? That was my question. It's like, where were the participation prizes for the children?
Oh my God.
You didn't have no grab bags? You didn't have nothing.
You just had a family field day with nothing. A fashion show with no fashions.
With no fashions. How dreadful. It was just it was terrible. Well, why did she think that Wendy, she did not invite Wendy at all, period. But it was like, well, I don't want to, and she shouldn't. But she was like, well, I don't want to not invite the children because I don't want it to be that they're left out. So she calls Candace and is like, well, can you play auntie? And Wendy is like, I am not sending my children any place. And like, why did Robin think that Wendy was going to send them kids anywhere with Candace?
Hello. And not only that, but Candace and Wendy ain't really friends. So like the logic of that, I'm like, girl, you tried it. You could have just left it at what it was. You ain't want to invite them children nor their mother in the first place. Let it be that.
And it is like the black mama of it all is like, I'm not going anywhere. My kids are not going anywhere. I'm not welcome. And you knew that was going to be the case, Robin. Now stop it.
So then she was like, well, now Candace is late. Dehjai. I don't even know why Candace was there. Candace ain't got no kids. One. Two, she rolled up and spoke to everybody, including Giselle's daughter. I forgot her name. She's so pretty. Grace. Spoke to Grace and never said nothing to Giselle. And then Giselle getting the confessionals was like, okay, so what's going on here? You spoke to everybody but me. I'm like, girl, you know what the hell going on. Why are you playing stupid?
Giselle is my absolute favorite. I actually listened to her episode on Carlos King's podcast, and she's just a riot to me. I love Giselle. Even though she's been a hot mess. A hot mess this season and making too much of nothing.
I just don't. I don't know. And then so total aside, but what is the beef with Karen and the Grand Dame? Because when she's got the coughing, she was fine, and then all of a sudden she got the coughing. It was like, ooh. Asking What's-It-Called's husband to walk her to the car. Giselle,
maybe it was the cough thing for me. I was just like, she is really acting out right now. We know you don't like Charisse, but she was throwing a full-on like bronchitis in the middle of the field. Like, girl, if you don't stop, it just be like, girl, that's my time. I'm going. She acted like she ready to fall out. I was like, no, Karen.
This episode was dry, but there were some funny moments. Karen in the fake coughing, that damn Mia in the damn in the potato sack.
Hey, Moni.
And then they put they put that boing music in the background. So every time I'm like, why was she jumping like that?
It was just a disaster. And also I just want to say, before we wrap this part up, Robin looked amazing on Watch What Happened Live. She looks so pretty. Oh, she looks so good. The girls be getting styling for Watch What Happens Live. Style.
Well, Robin don't normally look bad. It's that damn Giselle that be looking crazy.
No. Robin doesn't usually look bad. She just usually looks like plain and regular. But she looks good. Good. So
I mean, how long this show been on the air? Six years. We've been saying Robin has been born from the jump down to her clothes.
I like Robin. You know, I like her.
I do like Robin, but she's just regular.
And Ray it is. Ray said that's the styling they need all the time, and it is. Okay, period. They be going to their little fake galas and stuff.
She did. We said that last week. That Giselle looked amazing at the last time she was there.
She did. She looked so good. You
A
want to do
mess.
Beverly Hills next or Married to Med?
Girl, Married to Medicine is, let's wrap it up with we'll do Married to Medicine.
I'm finally caught up after the whole season, and I'm right in time to talk about the reunion.
So yeah, give us
Part
your
two.
thoughts. Give us your thoughts, friend.
My thoughts are that Simone is my favorite. Ooh, girl.
Oh, child, what had happened? Girl, we done had a technical difficulty, y'all.
Okay, wait.
She trying to come on back in the rhyme. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Sharon.
What a disaster. Hold on.
I'm looking at her on YouTube, which is why I'm making faces.
I'm coming back in the rhyme. I'm coming back in the rhyme.
There she go. All right. Welcome back to the fold, friend.
Whoops.
Uh-oh. Okay, there you go.
I'm
like, just got a little excited.
No, I was writing my notes and bearing down, and my setup for my IG is precarious at best, so I don't need to write up there.
You got to explain that to me. You know, I know.
Whew.
This is bootleg right here.
So bad.
A light here and a light here, and then like stack of books to keep the laptop up. It's raggedy, but we in here.
I'm bike.
Yes, she bike.
Okay, I don't even know I was doing that.
That's all right.
Same. This is typically a Dr. Simone Stan account. However, Dr. Simone was doing a lot of playing in the dirt this season, and I didn't like it. Well, and you know what? You know what else? I felt bad for Toya. And y'all know,
Toya gets on our nerves.
If you have been here, you know
she wears us out.
She wears me out. Okay, out. But I felt bad for her because I felt like she is, I don't know, like they were just coming down at her from all different directions and just like not giving her any peace. She was sleeping with somebody, then they were worried about, or sleeping with somebody that wasn't Eugene. Then they were worried about her house and talking about her being broke.
Where she got the money from? They still in the still in debt.
And I said it here before, and I'll say it again. I think, and now Eugene is working 3 jobs, which, but I've said it here before. I'll say it again. I think Toya just needs to be an interior designer or a house flipper or something. She seemed to like doing that part of the process and then selling the house, but you don't need to drag your family to and fro every time you feel like you're ready to move.
No. But it sucks that Audra got on there and basically told their business like that.
Yeah.
And I get that she felt threatened because Toya had been talking cash shit, right? Like, I get that, but like, you don't put somebody's financials out, not on reality television. Not unless y'all is really, really beefing. And at that point, I don't feel like they
didn't know each other.
Because they didn't really know each other. Blows, but they did come to blows right after that catastrophe.
It was right after that. But before that, they didn't really know each other. Toya said something slick about Audra's being an attorney or must not be a good attorney or whatever. And that's what pissed her off and set her off to be like, I hate you or whatever. But it's like, I feel like we have seen people get hazed coming in the door and they get over it to some extent. And it just felt like Audra was not going to let it go.
Not that bad. Audra was like, I'm not the one. Let me show you right now. No. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So I think the biggest fail
said that Eugene is tired, and yes, we have a video about that.
He's very tired. He even said that like it's crazy he's working more now seemingly and doing more like strenuous like emotional work than he was at the ER. And it's like, so you may as well have gone back to the ER, child.
Well, I think he said he's the director at a hospice place, and then he's doing hospice care, and he's still doing ER. So it's more like end of life stuff. So I'm sure that's
He's doing like
emotionally
oncology
taxing in a different
hospice,
way.
which is
Yeah,
but I'm like,
which
that's
is.
terrible. You watching people suffer
But he
for
said
longer
before
periods of
never had
time.
a problem with he's never had a problem with death. So maybe it's the right fit for him. Like he gets to be compassionate. He seems like a nice guy. Like maybe he gets to be compassionate and help
Yeah,
people
he
have
does.
compassionate final days. So I don't know. Maybe, but
Watching him in the men's room or whatever when Toya was talking about stuff and she started to cry, and I think it was Kieran that said something, and he was like, "Yeah, I hate to see her cry because she's not someone that's gonna cry." And I'm like, I felt that. I'm very much similar to Toya in that regard. Like, the see tears coming from me, something is really motherfucking wrong.
Yeah, and I felt it's because they were trying to gang up on her. Ray said that Eugene is not sleeping, and he can't be. He can't be sleeping.
Child, that poor thing. He's gonna be in an early grave if they don't figure out something.
Yeah.
Not that I'm wishing death upon him. I just want him to be okay. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Heavenly and Contessa's little beef was boiling over again. I felt like Contessa was lying at the reunion because she tried to make it seem like Heavenly was not like a MF factor in her life. And it was like, no, the whole reason why you did this whole rollout of putting her on the screen in the theater room and stuff, like the whole reason why you did that is because you confided in her. So now why are you acting like you didn't confide in her?
I don't know that I feel like that was weird, right? But I don't know that it was so much that, because she did come back around and was basically like, you're not a good friend. And I found that out by how you talked about me and my relationship. Like, so I just feel like Contessa was just mad and talking fast, and some of it just wasn't making sense because she came back around to the point that she had been making all season. Like, I confided in you as a close friend. I told you things about, my relationship in confidence, not for you to get on social media and like talk your shit about me. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah. Ray said, Contessa, please. And truly.
I'm still team Contessa.
Contessa wears me out. And that ponytail with that damn beret in the middle.
I told you. I hated that look. I told you.
Hey, Day, I'm sure you're going to be here for 22 seconds, but hello. Thank you for coming. That beret in the middle wore my nerves thin. My God.
I'm like, why did you do this to yourself? You're such a beautiful lady. You look crazy.
Dress was ugly. I didn't understand Toya's dress at all. It looked like 3 different dresses.
It did. Together. It did. It looked like they wrapped her up in that gold sheet and just sent her out there.
It was like a bandage dress underneath, and then it was like she put a little piece of drape on top of that. So then it was like a drapey Marilyn Monroe dress, but then it had a pleat, gold pleats at the bottom. So now what is going on here?
That dress was terrible. She looked awful. Face is always beautiful, but like the neck down, it was terrible.
It was bad.
It was terrible.
Ray said Heavenly is not a good friend to anybody, and Contessa didn't even look like herself, and I agree with you on that.
She didn't. I just need for obviously there's never going to be anybody on this show that's going to be able to check Contessa, because even Dr. Jackie don't ever seem to be able to really do that. Like, while Heavenly may listen, she doesn't pay Dr. Jackie any mind. Yeah. So it's just kind of like.
And Andy even ran back their receipts and was like, now Heavenly, we have a segment on every reunion where that is dedicated to you apologizing. Now, are you really going to change your ways? And she's just like, no. I mean, I'm going to do my best. It's like, girl, no, you're not. Stop it.
And then the other thing that I said, remember I was telling you that I felt like Quad and Anila have like a genuine friendship, which is why Quad never went in on her like she did everybody else on this cast. Yeah. Because even when I did enjoy the moment when they had in the backstage where Anila was like, give me a kiss on the lips. And then Quad was like, only Dr. Simone do that. I'm not doing that with you. And they just started laughing and kikiing. Like, they seemed like genuinely good friends. So
yeah, but Anila did throw her under the bus a little bit. She did. And you know what? I respect
still got her together, but it was much gentler than how she would have gotten anybody else together on this show.
Yeah. And I do respect Quad kind of saying, I was hurt and I was acting out and I was being mean and nasty for the sake of being mean and nasty. Like, I feel like we never hear the girls saying that. We never hear the girls just being like, I was mean to you.
Because nobody want to admit when they're wrong. And it's very much a theme of this show. Like, Simone, she's not admitting that she was playing devil's advocate. Like, to your point. Mason needs more
said that Mason needs more. He does. He's like a little old man.
He is. He's cute as a button.
I enjoy him so much. No, I haven't tried Dr. Jackie's skincare line either. I do want to give it a whirl.
I haven't. I thought that they were in Ulta, but it might just be like online because I have not seen. Well, I don't really be in Ulta like that no more, but I've not seen it since I have been in there. I wasn't looking for it anyway, so
wasn't looking for it.
If I find it, I'll put it on YouTube for y'all.
Anything else happened this episode that we need to discuss, or are we ready to go?
No, I'm just disgusted with the constant bickering and the back and forth between Heavenly and Contessa. Like, one minute they mend fences and the next minute they ready to swing, and it's just like every function can't be like that.
And it's like they go 0 to 100.
Well, I don't know what that is, baby, but
I'm so glad you tried, because I was just like, ooh. So
I ain't gonna even lie to you. She is not gonna get that right. But hey, I am a couple of sips in.
Ooh, yikes. For sure, if we saw your name broken apart, we would be able to do it. But it's like we can't tell where the spaces are. Anyway, so yeah, that was pretty much that. Anything else we can talk about next week, right? There's one more? Yeah, there's one more.
No, that's the end. Yeah. So
no more Married to Medicine. Reunion. There's a 3-part reunion. Yeah, they never even did a toast at the end. Part. They don't. And remember, Dr. Scott's going to rap. Dr. Scott's going to rap in the end.
One thing about it and two things for certain, I get secondhand embarrassment, and I sure enough am not watching that shit. Every time I saw the commercial, I was like... Because I'm like, at the end, the way that the commercial runs, he ends his rapping. He's going like this, but he's still talking mic over here. Like, baby, this was not, you shouldn't have did this.
Oh, TCTC on YouTube said, I think it's another part. Yeah, we got to watch Dr. Scott.
I pray for God it's not.
And we're not.
We don't need it.
The rapping also, you see how we're acting about this rapping. The rapping is not what we want to see.
Child, it's at the end of that damn commercial. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what are you doing?
What is this rap giving? What is it giving?
Rap talking. It's very 1985.
That's generous. That's so generous.
It's giving a hip hop, a hip to the hip to the hip hop. You don't stop around.
So bad. It's so bad.
I'm bugging. The alcohol is kicking in. Okay, we need to wrap this up.
Let's do Beverly Hills real quick. We don't have to stay on it long.
Oh, shit. Telling my age like shit over. Tonight.
It's over. Thank God. Lisa Rinna needs to get kicked off just for what she did to this family. Kathy thought she had a friend. Kathy is up here for giggles. And we were happy for her to be here. Now she done vented to Lisa Rinna. Now Rinna done brought everything back to Kyle. It's like, it's your sister. And Kyle is like, man, I know. And she's kind of like, don't put me in the middle of it. And it's like, Rinna just started a whole bunch of mess and like actual mess within their actual family. And I don't like that.
Literally, she threw the bomb, let that joint blow up, and then was like, all right, well, I'm out. I did my job. Like, she didn't have nothing else to say. She gonna turn around and apologize and talk about how you wish them well and so on and so forth. But like, now you already knew that your friend, who is Kyle, you knew the relationship that they had was very fragile. Like, why would you do that?
And that...
Don't mind my personal summer, y'all. Out of here.
It was funny because Andy was even like done with Rinna, because I think Kathy or Kyle was like, I'm hurt. And Rinna was like, I'm hurt too. And Andy was like, girl, okay, girl.
Like shoe fly.
Just enough. No, it's tough. So,
It's really giving. She needs her own one woman show or something, because she does not play nice in the sandbox with the girls.
And she's turning everything into a whole production, like a soap opera, Days of Our Lives. And it's like, Rinna, we're not there anymore,
right,
my darling.
Yeah.
And these relationships were already fragile, and now you done added some more mess to the mix. So
absolutely. But you know what? We said that too on a one-off episode that's coming in a couple of weeks, that every scene Rinna is basically acting in. And I think I don't remember what the other soap opera actress's name was that was on this cast, but she said that about Rinna too. Years ago.
She did. Yeah. What was her name?
It's always a show with you. I can't remember, because that's when the other sister was on, Kyle's other sister. I forgot her name.
Kim. Damn, what was that lady's name?
So
Eileen.
I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know.
So anyways, that's pretty much it with Beverly Hills. I was just over Rinna, and like, it's one thing to be in the mess, but it's another thing to be like affecting people's actual families, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, but we know that Rinna's still gonna be on the show because she gave good TV this last season. So I'm interested to see how things play out over the next couple of months, and if we have anything if I have anything to report in the pop culture segments at the top of the show, because you know the girls like to play crazy as soon as the show get ready to come back on. So as evident by Garcelle and Erica Jane with the book. Oh, how interesting is it that we found out that Rinna was the one that threw the book in the trash?
And you know what? Erica took that like a G. She did. I give her that. She took that like a G.
She never said that. I'm like, yeah, y'all hold each other down in the mess for sure.
For sure. So that's it, y'all. I think.
Yes. We are about to be at an hour, so we thank you for watching.
Let us know down in the comments what it is that you are watching, so we can try to jump in the mix. We're thinking Love is Blind is new, and so we want to add that to the mix. But let us know if there's anything you're watching, especially with the holidays coming up. TV gets a little thin, so we want to know.
Hello.
And that's it.
Or if you have like topics that you think that we should talk about, like send us that too, like pop culture stuff. blackandcurious@gmail.com if you want to send us topics. And then of course, always drop down in the comments. We read them too. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you, TCTC.
Thank you. Bye.